Today I went over to Christown. Well, it's called Christown's Spectrum Mall, which to me it's always Christown. And it was really sad to see this mall in this shape. Anyone who grew up in Phoenix or lived here back in the 80s and 70s, this mall was the best mall to go to. Um, and it was actually, it used to be farmland. And the guy who owned it, his name was Chris Hara. And Del Webb, who was a mall developer, bought the property back in the late 1950s. This mall has so many memories, especially when I was a kid. Wall Salambo, guys who grew up here, they knew who they were. They were actually two guys who had a kid show, but the kid show was kind of like they treated you like an adult. And if you're going to go on YouTube, look up Wall Salambo, it was really a neat time to grow up in the Phoenix area. But anyway, getting back to the mall. It was where I had my first date here. They had movie theaters here. In fact, they had two movie theaters here. And even younger than that, they used to have sandcastles. They would have a full-time guy. That was his full-time job, just making sandcastles. So they would have these huge sandcastles. They had car shows. They even had a library here at one time, a Phoenix library. It just had also, and later on they had a Costco here with a gas station. I'm not really sure when that was. That was probably in the, probably about 10 years ago, I imagine. And the American Furniture took over that space. And the anchor stores were Montgomery Ward's and J.C. Penney's, and they were kind of like a Walmart and a Target, but I know Montgomery Ward sold like washers and dryers and TVs, and I think J.C. Penney's just sold TVs. Of course, the other stuff, shoes, clothes, stuff like that. And they also had a bar that was actually downstairs. And it was called the Janitor's Closet. And they also had two movie theaters. One side of the mall, and right where, if you ever been down there, right where the Chase Bank is at, that used to be a movie theater also. In 1977, Bullock's became the store anchor. Then later on, it was Diamonds. Then that became Dillard's, and that's where you would buy your, like if you went to a concert, whatever. That's where you would buy your tickets. But of course, nothing lasts forever. And in the 90s and in 2000, that mall started going downhill. 1994, Broadway closed. 97, Penny's closed. And 2004, Dillard's closed. Here I'm walking to the front. And it's right around Christmas, about 2 weeks before Christmas. See a sign where it says American Furniture? That used to be Penny's. And after Penny's, it was Costco. And they actually had a gas station in the back, so that was pretty neat. And when it was Costco, it was always packed. And that right there, towards the end of that hallway or mall, that used to be Montgomery Ward's. Now it's a PetSmart and a Ross Dress for Less. But you can't go through there. You got to go outside the mall to get to those stores. That's the only store that I really like there. I mean, in the mall. Of course, they have the Walmart there and a Target also. Big Five Sporting Goods. Then again, how empty this mall is. And I actually went into this furniture store, America Furniture, which is actually a really nice store. Well, look at that. There's nobody in the store. And I think I counted two salesmen while I was there. And I've been in the store before. I did buy some furniture there. But again, I don't know how these guys make a living in these stores. And it's a beautiful store. There's a customer right. I mean, there's a salesman right there in the red. Here's my finger. Sorry about that. Really nice furniture. It was a really high class place. And I bought a sofa and a table here. And one guy's talking to me right now. I couldn't turn the volume up because they're playing music and it's a copyright violation if I play that music. I'm just walking out. There's that lone salesperson there. It kind of reminds me of the Maytag repair guy. I don't know if you remember that years ago, but where he never has anybody to talk to. Look at this. You could drive a car through here. And here's pictures back in 1961 when the mall was first built. And it was one of the first malls to have indoor air conditioning. Look at the parking lot, just packed. It's really sad to see it like this. I mean, this is a big part of my childhood, and when I even worked here for a while back in the 80s. Some department store. I don't remember which department store. That used to be Costco's food court. Now I'd come down here all the time and get hot dogs or pizza. I just watch people walking. It was always busy around that time. Again, there's nobody there. And most people I see in the stores or in the kiosk, they're all on their phones watching a movie. Now there's a Walmart on the east side of this mall, and there's a Target on the west side, and those do really well. They're always. I actually have took a video of that, and the parking lot was full. But look inside the store; there's nobody there. And there's a lot of stores that are just closed. But there's like hundreds of people in the Walmart or the Target, but they don't come in the in this mall. Look at that. There's, see, I don't see how they make a living there. It's just there's no one in that store. I don't know how many stores were like this, totally closed, out of business. Probably it's like four or five. Nobody. It's almost like a ghost town. I see that there's a Walmart right at the end, and that's it. It was packed in there. Well, of course, it's like 2 weeks before Christmas. Now, at the end of this corridor, I walked outside, and there's a Harkin Theater where I go there all the time. Again, no one at the store. I mean, it's clean though. It's well maintained. And the Harkins Theater is right over here. And that place, Harkins, actually gets pretty busy. Now, see this restaurant over here on the left hand side? See, it still has signs on there. They have a note on there for non-payment of rent. So they was just closed just recently. Another nobody in the empty storefront. Another guy watching a movie. Now that Walmart is pretty busy, but nobody comes from the Walmart into this mall. Another store that went out of business. You know what you do see here? You see a lot of older people, like in their 50s, 40s. That 40s not old, but 50s, 60s. Walk, doing their daily walk. See a lot of that. One thing you don't see is kids over here. And when I was young, that's where we always went to the mall. Our shoe stores are usually always busy. That's a huge space. I mean, look how big that is. Nobody. And today's the 11th, and Christmas is 2 weeks from today. Nobody in that restaurant. Now they do have an Olive Garden, which is a pretty good restaurant. And on the other side, they have fast food restaurants. And here's some of the other stores that are down in this area. Now Target, you have to actually you can't get to it through the mall like you can from Walmart. You have to actually go outside, and it's going to be on the west side of the building. I think the only way you can get to is T-Mobile's inside the mall. I think five below. I don't know if I don't remember having a door where you go through there once you're inside the mall. You have to go outside. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure you got to go outside the mall. Same thing for Ross, Hobby Lobby, same thing. Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree's on the west side. And of course, here's the Walmart, and that place is always busy. And here's some other stores in that area. Big Five you can get to from the mall. Hobby Lobby you can't. Burlington you can't. PetSmart you can't. Ultra is on the west side. You can't either. Anyway, it's really sad to see this. I can't see the small staying open for many more years. It just doesn't bring in the business, and you gotta make money somehow. And retail stores that don't make money, they're just gonna go out of business. And more stores are gonna close down in the future. I see this changing, probably to office space, maybe some type of school, or maybe they'll just tear it down and make apartments like they did at Metro Center. Yeah, the light rail is right by there, so it's a great location, and you can put more restaurants there. But as the mall itself, I don't see it being here much longer, like a couple of years. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. What I usually do is I do, like I go to a lot of museums. I post that, restaurants. And if you would you give me a like and subscribe to my channel? Anyway, I will see you later and have a good night.